Hi everyone, I'm Denise with Spiritual Growth Tarot, and this reading will be for POTUS, for Donald Trump, on Thursday, August 13th. I'm using two decks, the Radiant Rider-Waite and then the Universal, what is it called? Universal Waite. Yeah, just the Universal Waite. I do have to say that this deck, so the one with the darker, stars, shuffles easier. It has a better slide to it. And the cards seem, I don't know, a little easier they're a little more bendable. Okay, so back to the reading. My intention is to know, let's see, hold on, I wrote it down. What will Donald Trump be doing? From this row, I'm going to draw 5 cards about what he'll be doing on Thursday the 15th that affects us Americans. And then on same day, this row here will be 5 cards to see what he's experiencing. Okay, so what he's actually doing that affects us. Okay. That looks a little challenging already. And then 5 cards for what he will be experiencing. Okay. All right, bear with me a moment. Get these framed up. It's always so challenging looking through the viewfinder with the light blaring through my window. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords as to what he will be doing that affects us. We have the 9 of Swords, the King of Swords, the 10 of Swords, Strength, and the Page of Wands. So again, this is for Thursday, August 13th. It looks to me like he either wakes up with a headache, because, I mean, honestly, if it's true that he has used a lot of Adderall all his life, cocaine in the 80s and then, excuse me, Adderall moving forward, when you do things like that, I believe you would need to take some type of a sleeping, pill, some type of a barbiturate or something like that to come down in the evening to be able to go to sleep. And things like that, all of those types of drugs dehydrate you terribly. And he could wake up with a headache. This could also be him feeling guilty or him doing things that he will be guilty for. This has to do with high anxiety, regret, and if it were reversed, and with him I often read that way, he would have no regrets. So if he, doesn't wake up with a really bad headache, it could be that he has no regrets over this legal system that he's abusing. This could be Bill Barr, or it may very well be that Bill Barr's not really letting him get away with everything he wants to, and he's feeling defeated and backstabbed. I cannot read this in the upright position, the Strength card, because he doesn't have true strength. It's all a facade. And that's because he's not aware of his unconsciousness. He's not an aware person. He's not woke, as they would say, I don't normally talk that way, but kind of popped through. So he's not able to handle the immature teenager inside of him. He's really challenged when that comes through. And with these two cards coupled together, and I think I got that. I think I got the same message a couple of. It was either yesterday or the day before, where I got really clear that he's reacting a lot of the time, because this can be a very young energy here. But I got clearly, and I remember I was speaking with somebody on Facebook last night, or not speaking, but going back and forth with a really wise woman yesterday or last night on Facebook, and we had that conversation of how hard it is to handle rejection when you're a child, and what that does as a growing teenager, but also I'm reminded of the fact that when you're not conscious and you're not coming through from your inner strength, there's the emotional material that comes up from, imagine a adolescent, a young teenager that is just starting to find out, who they are, and it's coming through, and there's a lot of life force that comes through that. And then if it's rejected, and you don't heal that as you're older, as you're growing up, then what happens is that there's still a place of you that is coming from that emotional reaction. And if we're aware, we feel that as kind of a deja vu feeling. And so what happens when we're not aware of it is we just keep acting out, and we're very young in these places. So, here he is, 74 years old, and he's acting like a teenager. And he was 13 years old when he was sent away to boarding school. And that was when he had his first transit of Saturn crossing over his south node, which, has to do with, something very karmic. And, it'd be like the authority, the law, which the authority was his family, his dad especially, because his mom couldn't handle him. So what happens is that authority comes down on you. It can be. And now, if you've used the life, if you've used your life to heal whatever material comes up, then Saturn can come in and be like a mastery type of consciousness that helps you, master an area of your life. But, at 13, no one can really do that, because they don't have, children don't have complete free will. So I think he stuffed all that down, all that rejection down, and we're seeing it now. And when he was elected, he had Saturn transiting again over that south node. And that south node that he has in his natal chart, it also has his moon. So there's that, So moon conjunct the south node would have to do with your, a relationship with your mother that was not... not cleared yet, a relationship with the public that wasn't cleared, emotional material that had yet to be cleared. Now, it could be that you're very emotionally wise, but that's not him. So, I can't say that for him. What I can say is that, he's reacting from that old place, and he didn't do the deep work that he had the opportunity to do in 2015 when he began that transit of Saturn on his south node and moon, Saturn conjunct moon. If he would have done that, he wouldn't have ran for president. He would have been doing his work, his inner work, his soul work, but he didn't do that. Instead, he pushed it all away and stuffed it down and moved forward, coming just from his unhealthy ego. So that's what I see as what he's doing to us. He's reacting from that young emotional place and feeling, that reactive, feeling rejected, young emotional place. And he's got Bill Barr enabling him to do that. So that's really sad. And so that's the biggest downfall, I think, is that we have a toddler in chief, we have a teenager in chief. Sometimes he's the 2-year-old that does, that wants his way, and other times he's the pubescent 13-year-old that didn't get his way. So, how he will be experiencing the day, again, we have the same card. Putting himself out there like a teenager, keeping secrets, coming from this unconscious, strength. It's not this fake strength, this fearful place. And especially in emotional reaction to all that is good and all that is sensitive and all that is kind and all that is caring and all that is sacred. He has great delusions about women and the feminine. And his experience of the feminine, it can be very manipulative. This card in the darker realms can relate to manipulation, extreme manipulation. It's like the lack of focus, a lack of priorities, focused on maybe somebody overseas like Putin, when he should be thinking about America. This also can have to do with juggling financial issues, and he's screwing all that up for us majorly. So he might be feeling the fear of that, but and he may be feeling the fear of his having all his assets seized in the future. So he's juggling that, but I get there's also this experience of maybe a woman manipulating him, and back and forth. So maybe he and Melania are negotiating some things for the future. Maybe she doesn't want to be with him anymore. There's that possibility, and that has thrown him into his unconscious, just the fears. Yeah. And of course he's always like feeding the wrong wolf, because he doesn't honor the conscious and the unconscious, the light and the dark. He just goes for whatever he wants. It's the teenager, But all this is kept secret. He's not telling anybody. So he's experiencing, there's somebody talking to him though. There's someone giving him news that he doesn't really want to take in. And this could be Putin giving him secret news. But it's very delusional. And then there's something about a woman that is in consideration there. Interesting. Okay, so I don't normally do this for just the dailies, but I'm going to use the LeNormand and see. I want more information. What do we need to watch out for on Thursday, August 13th? What is he really doing? Okay. so we have the Island. This is an extended deck. It's the Golden Dreams LeNormand. I don't think it's available anymore, honestly. It's by Tarocco, Tarocco Studios, if you want to look for it. Because, maybe last time I looked, it wasn't available. It's a really beautiful deck. If you can find it. Maybe on eBay or something. Okay, so, whoops. Yikes. That's what happens when you just look through the viewfinder. Okay, so these cards tell me that he is feeling lonely, and he's making decisions for his goals, because he knows he's going to be betrayed. This goes with that Ten of Swords, and yeah, he's making choices based on that. Decisions, choices, clearing out the, not clearing, there's no clearing. I'm not going to read that this way this time with that card. You can, if it's under the context of a different question, but this has to do, this time I'm going to say it's for decisions as to his goals, what he wants to hold on to. And he's feeling betrayed, so that's the reason for the choice. He's feeling alone, and so he's making choices. He's feeling isolated, so he's making choices. He may be looking for an island to escape to. He may be looking for where to stash money, in overseas Cayman Islands. And with Pandora's box down here, so we have island, scythe, anchor, snake, and crossroads. Pandora's box, letter, bouquet, keyhole, and ship. So and then this is different than the key card. The key card's not here. With feeling lonely and maybe making financial decisions for the future, because that's all he operates from. Those are his only real goals, is his money. Because of feeling alone, he's opened up this, can of worms that is fearful and dark, and he's not sure what to do with it. So he will be texting someone, getting communication to someone. Now these could be documents that comes out. Let's see. Yeah, there could be some documents, like maybe we'll see about that intel report that about the Russia investigation. There's supposed to be a new report released at some point, and maybe we'll get that by Thursday. Because he wants to clear out some documents about his gifts, about the goals and the gifts that he had. He was gifted by overseas influence. He was gifted by Putin. The ship card is, foreign. He was gifted by foreign influence to become POTUS at all. He didn't get there on his own. And at this point, the way the GOP party is running, they can't win without cheating. And he knows that. And they may be feeling like dumping him, and he may be holding on. He's feeling all alone and trying to hold on because the betrayal's coming. He may have an inkling about that. He does have, Pluto in the 12th house, so he does have some psychic abilities. Whether or not he blocks them out completely, I don't know. But that doesn't mean that the fear wouldn't be there. And that's what we did receive, in the cards. There was the moon, there was a Ten of Swords and the moon, remember? With the tarot. So this looks like a day where something could come out, and he's trying to hide it. And the keyhole is something that's hard to get through. It has to do with you know, it's an ending, and there's change within this, but and it creates, you know, like doubts and inaction. This kind of goes with that with the moon card in the last spread we just had. So this is the place where when you get this card, it tells us that like one phase of our life is changing. It's ending and it's changing, and we have to get through this before we, you know, we can get to the other side. When we're at the other side, we have yeah, here's the normal key card, but let's see. When we're already over the precipice, then we're through the arch. You know, that this is the last card of the deck. He's not there. He knows that something's coming out. There's a bunch of documents that prove, you know, all the reasons he's about to be betrayed. And if it's not from the GOP, it is from us. And he knows he's in his last days. Because of the foreign gifts, because of the foreign help, because of him asking for support from foreign. This is the reason he was impeached. I feel like a broken record, you guys. It's like I keep saying the same thing. It's the same thing keeps coming through. But he knows that he's in his final days. And these are all the reasons why. You know, the documents that he wanted to get from the Ukrainian president, he wanted, you know, the dirt on Biden. I mean, that's illegal. You can't ask for that from a foreign country. And he said, you know, right on an interview with George Stephanopoulos, he said, well, I think you could take a look. You're not supposed to get Oppo research on from a foreign country. That's against our Constitution. That's why that Constitution was written the way it is. But he has a whole different, well, he doesn't understand the Constitution, first of all, and he has a whole different idea about how things should be, which is very dangerous for, you know, for us. And it's dangerous for him. He's just about to be gone. And he knows this big change is coming, and he's not accepting it. It looks to me like he's still looking for ways to stay president. He's still looking for any way, any choice that he can make to get what he wants. You know, he'll do it. He'll decide. He'll hunker down. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's I think all I have, honestly. I don't know if anything major is going to actually come out on Thursday, but as far as what he's doing and experiencing, it's more of the same. It's just the constant, you know, narcissistic MO, you know, just take care of himself, and the rest of it doesn't really matter to him. I mean, I don't even see the family card in here. I didn't get the house. I didn't get any other cards that show, you know, does he care about anything? No. Does he care about the government? No. You know, anything in here about his family? Nothing at all. It's just about him. Very sad. Okay, well, that's it. You guys, thank you, and I'll be back next time. Take good care. Bye.